before we can have a battle, got to do our supports, and you know what? Let's include a deal, a meal in the deal. It's free, so I guess it is a deal.
Happy! Have we not discussed your revolting table manners enough?
Here we go again. Food tastes better when I eat it like this, Coco.
Hey, they liked it, and their motivation maxed out, so I'm not gonna complain. Well, let's get these supports. Oh boy. What have I done to myself? It's fine. Get the C+ with
Oh,
Edelgard.
it's you. Out late again, I see. What brings you here?
Oh, I could ask you the same.
I just wanted some fresh air. There's a lovely breeze tonight. I always wander outside when sleep evades me.
Well, we are on the third floor terrace, the monastery.
So I see. Still, it's ill-advised to stay up so late.
I will not hear
I
this
should get
lecture
some
from one of
sleep
my
too,
own
but-
students.
Have you ever felt a sort of longing for the outdoors? I have. There are times I long for the warmth of the sun, for a sweet breeze on my face. Do you remember what I told you the other night? About my past? None of my siblings had a chance to lead the sort of life they deserved. An ordinary life.
Should I say I forgot? You asked me to forget.
Well, perhaps if I tell you more, it will come back to you.
Really?
My siblings and I were imprisoned
A hit for
underground, beneath the palace. The objective was to endow our bodies with the power of a major crest. I have always possessed the crest of Saros, inherited through the Hresvelg bloodline. But it was only a minor crest, and most of my siblings bore no crest at all. In order to create a peerless emperor to rule Fodlan, they violated our bodies by cutting open our very flesh. Now here I stand, the fruit of that endeavor, Edelgard von Hresvelg. But that came at too high a price. The others were sacrificed. Ours weren't the only lives devastated by that terrible process. Innocents died as well, without even knowing what they were dying for. And there you have it, the truth of the Hresvelg's empire.
Who's to blame?
The Prime
Kick their
Minister
ass.
and his gaggle of nobles. They had the empire under their thumbs. My father, the Emperor, tried to stop him, but it was futile. My father was nothing but a puppet on a string by then. He was powerless to save us. I know how it all sounds, but when you see my true strength, you will know I speak the truth. I have kept it hidden all this time, but I will reveal to you the power of my second crest. It is the same as yours, the crest of flames. When it manifested for me, I swore a silent oath. For the sake of my family, and for all the poor souls whose lives were traded for my existence. For their sake, I will build a world where such meaningless sacrifice is never again sanctioned. As Emperor, I will change the world. I swear it.
That's probably the single most important support conversation in this whole campaign. Is required viewing. I think I might have accidentally skipped it last time through. But hey, that's another reason to show it this time.
Yes, these herbs will do. Though I note we're short on arcane crystals. I'll make a note to keep some in reserve next time.
Is that everything, Constance?
Yes, that's everything. All I need now is a test subject for the ritual.
Good luck with that.
Not a what, who? Meaning you. Now, lie still, please.
Do we have to do this now?
Fair point. A bit of rest to clear my head would be good for the next steps.
Right, that's
Let
what
us
I
leave
meant.
off here,
Sure.
and I shall see you again in the morning.
No talking out of this, is
I
there?
better make some headway on this tomorrow. Every day counts, you know. If I can complete this ritual, I'll be famous throughout the known world for it. Oh.
Why do all this as if I don't know?
The prestige it will bring me is necessary to restore my fallen house.
Oh, of course.
Or was your question, why go to so much trouble for a fallen house? Because I am a Nouvelle, as were all my ancestors. And our line has endured too long to end with me.
And why would it end with you?
Oh, yes. You don't know. Well, seeing as you are serving both as my research assistant and test subject, I should explain myself.
She had to throw that in there, didn't she?
House Nouvelle was granted its peerage shortly after the establishment of the Empire. For generations, the heads of our house have been scholars of magic. They often enjoyed appointments to esteemed posts within the Empire. However, during the insurrection of the Seven, we cast our lot with the Emperor and were punished for it. We suffered further losses when we were used as a sacrifice to Dagda and Brigid during their attack. My family, including my parents and older brother, died then. The town of Nouvelle is now an ash heap. The 6 great families decreed this to be the end of my house. We have not left now but the name. No title, no subjects, no land. Everything I was to inherit has been taken from me.
That's the extent of her law.
What I require is an achievement so grand that Lady Edelgard would be forced to recognize it. And then, House Nouvelle will take its rightful place among the elite class once more.
Well, hey, now I get it.
You understand that to collaborate with me towards such a grand purpose is a high honor, don't you? But yes, good night. I expect to see you bright and early tomorrow.
Alright, fine, I guess. Alright, still can't do Edelgard and Lysithea Part 2. It'll still take time. Well, let's see what Caspar has going on.
Training again. You're certainly working hard, Caspar.
Oh, Edelgard. You scared me. You should have said something.
I did, but no matter. What has you training with such intensity? It's never good to neglect one's training, but overdoing it is ill-advised as well. You could already give any student here a battle they wouldn't soon forget.
You think so? Well, thanks. I appreciate that. I can't really stop training, though. I gotta get better if I expect to get anywhere in this world.
If memory serves, you're the second son of House Bergles, right?
That's right. My older brother is the heir, and there are already too many mouths to feed in our family, so I can't count on any support. I pretty much have to make it on my own, you know?
I understand. It's difficult being born a noble. Those who inherit everything also inherit great burdens, but the same can be said of those who inherit nothing.
What are you talking about? I don't have any troubles. Who cares if I don't inherit anything? It just means I get to cut a path to my own future. You know what your problem is, Edelgard? You always have to make everything about you.
Are you picking a fight,
snap.
Caspar?
Hey, now come on. I didn't mean to be disrespectful. Always happy to fight, though, if that's what you want.
I have no desire to bicker with you. Good luck with your training. Goodbye.
What was that about? I'll never understand her.
I don't know, I think he touched a nerve. Hubert and Petra, Part 2.
Looking out toward Brigid, are you?
Yes. There are some times I cannot stop my thoughts from going home. It will be much time before I return. Brigid feels far away.
It is quite a long way. To say nothing of the sea that lies between here and there. Being unable to return must further add to the distance in your mind.
It is as you say. When I return to Brigid, I will be the new queen. I am wishing to help relations with the Empire.
I believe you will be successful. You may not be Lady Edelgard's equal, but you are resourceful enough to make an excellent queen. And unlike Lady Edelgard, you will not be forced to harden your heart.
Not Edelgard's equal. Is that what you are saying?
Understand that I mean no disrespect by this, but it is a fact that you are far beneath her. Make no mistake about what would happen if you were to raise your banner in revolt against her. She would crush you mercilessly.
That is not a difference of equality. It is a difference of power.
Even if our homelands were on equal footing, Lady Edelgard would still prevail.
I can see with clarity the difference between me and Lady Edelgard. But that has no matter. I would never lose.
How amusing. For your sake, you had better hope you are right.
Oh, Hubert. I guess it makes them better friends. Ferdinand and Marianne. Okay.
Are you enjoying this lovely day, Dorothea? Everyone seems to be in such good spirits.
Marianne, do you have a moment?
Oh, Ferdinand. What do you need?
I have been thinking about what you said.
I didn't mean to upset you. You should just ignore me and...
You misunderstand. It is not that you upset me. Honestly, you mystify me. You are a noble, and yet you do not wish to be one. Is that not so? I did not expect to hear that from the daughter of Margrave Edmund.
But I'm not actually his daughter. He's a distant relative. We share very little of the same blood.
But still, you come from a noble lineage, do you not?
Oh, no. I'm just a minor noble from the countryside.
Minor though it may be, you were born into a noble family, which means you are a noble too. We did not choose to become nobles. We were born into the nobility.
I understand, but that's why I said I don't care to be responsible. I had no say in the matter.
Marianne,
My parents and I have suffered because of this bloodline and crest. Even so, I am prepared to do what I must, as the daughter of a noble family. But to be told that's still not enough, I just...
I see. I will not pretend to understand, but you should try to calm down a bit. Certainly, things did not turn out the way you had hoped, but the conditions are such that...
The conditions? Those will never change. There's nothing to do but give up. Please just leave. Ignore me.
There will be no convincing you. Very well. I will go.
Oh, Goddess. Why did you curse me with such suffering?
Not to undercut the gravity of that conversation, Marianne's feelings, but remember when her crest was supposed to be a secret? I remember. Anyway, let's have some fun with Linhardt.
Linhardt, wake up! The lecture's over!
What is it, morning already?
Morning is long gone. I said the lecture's finished.
If that's the case, I suppose I can sleep a bit longer.
No, you cannot! Get up
It's on the
this
prize,
instant!
Linhardt.
Calm down, calm down. I was having a wonderful dream.
Oh? What were you dreaming about?
I was dreaming about having the best afternoon nap of my life, and the dream I was having in the dream was amazing.
I thought as much. I have to ask. I'm pretty sure you could do anything you put your mind to. So why do you spend so much of your life sleeping?
I sleep because I'm tired. What other reason would I have?
No one can be that tired all the time.
Well, not all the time, no. Most nights I'm quite wide awake. Sometimes I get distracted and forget to sleep. Usually I sleep 2 days for every 3 I'm awake.
Are you kidding me? No one sleeps for 2 days. That's beyond lazy. There's not even a word for that.
I I can't help it that my sleep schedule fails to line up with everyone else's.
After I did you the favor of waking you up, you could at least take this seriously. Look, putting in effort is how you grow. You know, as a person and stuff. If you keep this up, you're gonna end up just another hopeless dropout.
I'll be fine, Annette. I'll be just fine. Anyway, I'm pretty beat. Talk again soon.
Linhart, I wasn't finished talking!
I don't blame Linhart for walking away if he's gonna get lectured at. What did he do to deserve that? Nothing, that's what.
There you are, Lysithea. I've been looking for you. So, I have a hypothesis about your crests.
I know you're the one who sent me that anonymous letter. There are things we must discuss. Ugh, it sounded like some bizarre love letter.
What? No, of course not. However, I wonder what you would have done if it was.
Now I'm just confused and grossed out.
I'm sorry, but that is not the overall topic of discussion. Do pay attention.
Pay attention to you? As though anything you say is worth listening to. It's not like you can tell me anything I don't already know.
You don't have a very positive opinion of your crests, do you? That's why you should listen to me. I've dug through all my books, and there's no record of anyone being born with 2 crests. You are, to be blunt, an impossible occurrence. For you to have a second crest, it must have been forcibly implanted after birth.
Is that your theory, then?
Yes, it is. To further the theory, if the power exists to implant a crest, then it must be possible to remove one, too. And that is the real issue at hand.
I could have one removed?
That's what Hanneman is working on understanding. I'm helping him with it.
Professor Hanneman?
Based on your reaction, it seems you want one of your crests removed. I don't think I'd give up having 2 crests if I were you.
Is that so? Even if you'd gone through horrifying experiments, endless trauma, and if you knew that all this pain meant you'd die very, very young? That's what you'd think? You're completely lacking in empathy, so of course you would make such a crass and foolish assumption.
Oh. Well, first of all, shoutouts to incorporating the Lysithea and Hanneman support chain. That is what Hanneman talks to her about. But, no, I don't think Linhart did know that. It's kind of rude to call him unempathetic for that, I think. But hey, talking it out is what we're building toward. So, for now, it's fine.
These ones look good. I probably shouldn't pick them, though.
Ah, Marianne. Harvesting the crops?
Oh, yes, Linhart. I found which vegetables are ripe and ready, but would you mind picking them for me?
See, you've mistaken me for someone who sticks his hands in the dirt.
I'm just afraid that if I touch them, well...
Oh, I see. You're afraid everyone who eats them will suffer bad luck.
Yes, it's true. I wouldn't want anyone else to suffer because of me.
Marianne, that's simply not the way the world works. You see... Oh, forget it. Tell me which ones to pick.
Thank you so much, Linhart.
Happy to help, but I'm beat. You'll have to carry them yourself, so take them straight in, okay?
Okay.
Oh, actually, before I go, do you mind if I ask you a question? I've been thinking, isn't it more the case your crest brings happiness rather than bad luck?
Happiness? I don't understand.
Yes, happiness. Because your crest is so rare. It excites my mind and, well, If not for your crest, we might never have met. And I feel that would be a tremendous loss. Backbreaking as it was, I enjoyed today. I'm quite happy right now, and it's due entirely to your crest.
I suppose so when you put it that way, but
It's a huge breakthrough to know that your crest causes happiness instead of bad luck. I'd love to study it thoroughly, but only if you'd agree. Really, I just want to find a way for your crest to bring you happiness too.
I'm sorry, but I can't. I have to decline.
I understand. May I ask one more thing, though? Could you please hand me one of those vegetables?
I don't think that's a good idea, but if you insist.
Thank you, Marianne. I think this looks like a very lucky vegetable.
See, Linhardt can be... He can be sweet, sometimes. Bernadetta and Felix.
You.
Jeez, great start.
What did I do? Am I in your way? I'm in your way. I know, I get it. I'm sorry. I can't stand the sight of me either.
I never said that. Stay right there. You're always running away. You must really find me irritating.
Irritating? I know. I completely... What? No, I mean, I know I'm irritating, but... Huh?
Stop. Do you remember when you came up behind me and knocked the sword from my hands? I need you to teach me that technique.
Sword? Teach? Technique? That's a joke, right? Because that's just about the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Maybe so, but I saw you do it. You don't remember? You moved like a flash, and before I knew it...
Nope, wasn't Bernie. You must have dreamed it. Unless my accuser dares to produce some evidence.
Yes, evidence. I still have your satchel, see?
Oh, my satchel. Wait, that? No, that's not mine. You can't prove it's mine.
You know it's yours.
I'm innocent, I swear. Merciful Zero, save me!
This is getting nowhere. But, maybe I should corner her like last time. Then she'll use the technique without thinking.
Felix.
Never mind. I'm done here.
Lies! All lies! I didn't do any... Uh-huh? Well, where'd he go?
Never did give that satchel back, did he? Yuri. Or two.
Bernadetta, knock it off. How long are you gonna keep this up?
I can't have him find me. Time for a tactical withdrawal.
Wait up, would you? Running away every time you see me is just going to wear us both out. If you've got something to say, say it already. You've been shadowing me for ages. Think how I feel. I mean, when we have missions together, you avoid me like the plague. Even the professor doesn't know what to say.
I can't be around you, Yuri. It's just not doable. I know what my father did to you. It's all just too overwhelming. I thought you died.
You thought I had. But I hadn't. I was halfway to my grave, but I survived.
Halfway? Then that means the half of you that survived is gonna seek revenge on me!
I was half dead, sure, but that really meant I was able to get out with my life. If I was to seek revenge, it would be on the Count, not you. But I'm looking to make things even. It's all or nothing. You wouldn't be standing here talking to me right now if I targeted you.
If not here, then where would I be? At the bottom of a ravine?
I wouldn't push you off a cliffside.
Maybe you'll tie me to a big rock and drop me in the ocean. Is that it? You're gonna turn me into fish food. I knew it!
What are you going on about?
Mercy! If it has to be a watery grave, please just drop me in icy water so I freeze instead of drowning!
Kid's got issues.
Poor Bernie.
I guess I'd better tell her everything.
Yeah, tell her everything. In 5 years. Dorothea. And Felix. Alright, more fun with Felix.
You're following me. Stop.
I am leaving you alone, just as you asked. I may be walking the same way as you, but...
What do you want?
You've made it abundantly clear I'm not to want anything from you, including politeness.
I heard a rumor that you're planning to settle down with a noble. You're trying to get close to me, aren't you? You want to marry into House Fraldarius.
Nice try, Felix, but it's not like any old noble will do. I just find you interesting is all. Is that so odd?
Interesting? I'm not interesting. What do you mean?
I've never met a noble so... unsociable. Yes, that's the word, unsociable. Other nobles are quick to be friends, even if it's just because they might gain something from it.
The Empire's nobility, maybe. The Kingdom's nobility is a whole different animal.
If they are, so what? You should care how others think of you.
Why? I don't answer to them. All that matters is improving my skill. I'll prove my worth on the battlefield. Those people care so much about appearances they can't even see each other. It makes me sick.
Oh, I agree. What's important isn't how someone looks, it's their true nature. I don't pretend to know your true nature. I don't even have a very good understanding of my own. But I suppose you see mine just fine, don't you? Just a silly girl with no thoughts in her head except for marrying a noble. Yes? Goodbye, Felix.
All right.
Ah, Sylvain. It's unusual to find you doing something other than hitting on women.
Ah, Dorothea. I've been preparing to do just that, as it were. My intention is to flirt with the monastery's most beautiful flower, Dorothea herself.
Oh dear. And I've ruined all your hard work. You might as well save the effort. I'm not taking the bait.
Oh, Dorothea, your wit is as sharp as your beauty. Don't you want just a little flirting? Just a sample? I'm not like all the others, you know.
I don't doubt it. By not like all the others, do you mean how serious you are about being disingenuous when you flirt?
And that is supposed to mean what exactly?
Your social standing isn't bad, and you're not bad to look at or particularly dumb. You could easily be engaged by now. But you just flit from one woman to the next without settling on anyone. I bet you enjoy going out with them, but you hate women themselves. Don't you think?
Me? Hate women? That couldn't be further from the truth. I'm always serious when it comes to matters of the heart. When I flirt, I stake my life on it.
Uh-huh. I'll believe it when I see it. Staking your life on a person is the sort of thing you should only do when you're in love.
That's what I've been saying. I love you enough to stake my life on it. And I'm seriously in love with each and every girl I flirt with.
I see. Regardless, I'm not staking my life on you. So you'd better go and fall in love with someone else. Goodbye, Sylvain.
She's stone cold. I love it.
God. Sylvain. Being Sylvain, as usual.
Why are you sighing at me like that? Is my face really so hopeless?
Ingrid, I am trying to think of something polite to say right now. It's as if you have no experience dressing elegantly. At all.
I mean, I don't. Dorothea, I appreciate you taking the time, but yes, you do have your work cut out for you.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be so hard on you. I was just surprised, is all. A gal like you, you're a beautiful young noblewoman who somehow has no experience with either makeup or fashion. This is basic stuff, Ingrid. The basics of the basics, really. But it's like you've never even tried.
I was just never interested before. Even as a child, it never appealed to me. Fussy, pretty things always felt unnecessary. And gussing myself up to attract someone has never played an important part in my pursuits as a knight. But you've piqued my interest in all this. How? It's not like I'd be dressing myself up just to attract someone. I'd be dressing up for the occasion, specifically. Even if I don't dress up any other time, a special occasion such as this is a good reason to try it out.
Well, yeah. That's why we dress up when we go out. You might meet someone, and you want to look your best, don't you? Get their attention, lure them in.
That's the exact opposite of what I just said. You said previously that dressing up for the occasion is reason enough.
Oh, I just said that so you wouldn't run off screaming.
I see.
Oh, Dorothea.
My real point is that you're quite lovely even before getting all fixed up. Absolutely bewitching, in fact. So when I'm finished with you, well, someone looking at you could be forgiven for wanting to pounce.
Could they be? I don't know that I'd forgive them.
Oh, I know. That's why just before I lunge, I'm gonna ask permission.
Permission is not granted. Ever. Just back off.
Oh, Dorothea. Alright, let's move on to Lorenz.
Looking as lovely as ever today, Dorothea.
Oh, save it for your noble girls, Lorenz. I'm not in the mood.
Oh boy.
I was only being polite.
And it really was quite wonderful to be so near your elegance. Now, if you'll please excuse me.
Now hold just a moment. I have tolerated quite enough of this impertinence. Not a word has escaped my lips to imply that you are anything less than a highly attractive woman. But I am the heir to a noble house. I have a duty. Thus, I am unable to engage in courtship with you. What is it about my circumstances that you seem to find so very amusing?
All of it? You're no different from the men who flirted with me when I was in the opera. As long as you're getting what you're after, you don't much care what a woman wants, needs, or feels.
That is truly what you think of me? I am afraid you have completely misunderstood.
Oh, have I? Do explain.
If noble status were my only priority, then I could be married 100 times over by now. But birthright is not sufficient for me. I am not looking merely for an accessory. Marriage is a relationship of mutual respect, support, and trust. If my wife and I are of the same mind and of the same worth, then together we can achieve anything. That is why I make overtures to so many ladies. I am in search of an ideal.
You're searching for someone who matches your vision of a perfect spouse? How odd. So am I. And everyone else.
My standards are somewhat more exacting, but yes, I suppose on that point we are similar. Please understand that I'm acting with the best of intentions in search of a partner.
You're more serious than I thought. And so earnest, it's almost adorable. If you met a peasant girl and fell madly in love, would you be able to give her up? Break her heart?
I would have no choice. The worlds of the nobility and the common folk are simply too far apart. I cannot choose to abandon my duty merely for the sake of a fleeting emotion.
Lawrence, you're dangerously close to dedicating your life to the lie that nobility is something special. I hope you realize that before it's too late.
Can't believe Lorenz is slowly winning over Dorothea. Let's hear what Yuri has to say.
Nice to see you, Yurikins. I was wondering if you might do me a favor.
You're looking a bit serious, Ladybird. Oh, your foot. What happened?
It's healing nicely, but I'm not supposed to put too much weight on it.
Ah, so that's why you've called me here. What do you need? Help with errands?
Not an errand, an opera.
Oh boy.
I see.
There's been some loose plans for a performance. Nothing professional, strictly volunteer. I signed up to take part as one of the main roles. And then this happened. The professor told me I should bow out just to be on the safe side.
Makes sense to stay off your feet while you heal. Meanwhile, you want me to fill your role, right?
Got it in one. I'm glad we're on the same page here.
Surely someone else is up to the task. Professor Manuela, for example.
Already tried. Trust me, I wouldn't ask unless I was desperate. I knew how much you'd hate the idea.
Aside from hating it, I also wouldn't remotely sound like you do.
Oh, don't worry about that. Most of our audience won't be able to tell the difference. The crowd's going to be a bunch of down-on-their-luck children that the monastery's taken in. I'm only talking about a small festival in the plaza. We want to give them a good show, that's all. You have an idea of what they've been through. I thought you might want to pitch in.
I hear your angle. Fine, yes, I'll do it.
Good for you. I knew you'd rise to the occasion.
You certainly know how to pull heartstrings to get your way, don't you?
Sure
Where
does.
did you learn to do that anyway? The opera?
Could be. I've never known a songstress who wasn't both beautiful and resourceful. Now, are you ready to go over the libretto? You've got a lot of rehearsing to do before the performance. Seriously, though. Thanks, Yurikins.
Yeah.
Going right for the kids. Part 2 with Ash and Happy.
Happy! I've been looking everywhere for you.
What's going on? Something urgent?
Oh no, but I promised to tell you the rest of the Luna Knight's tale, remember?
Oh wow.
Huh. I've forgotten all about that. If you really want to tell the story that badly, I guess just go ahead.
Okay, I will. Do you remember where I left off?
Well, you were telling me something about how the Luna Knight was hard on liars and cheaters.
Right. So her husband, Duke Regan, turns out to be a bit of a libertine.
That's hilarious. My favorite part was when she caught her husband in the act and tossed him out the window. I thought tales about knights were supposed to be straight-laced, but this one's raunchy as heck.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Usually these tales are pretty serious. But sometimes in a serious story, you need lighter moments like that to connect to the characters. It helps to see that even these great heroes made mistakes now and again. Just like us.
You're so trusting, Freckles. For some reason, I find it endearing. But you shouldn't take something at face value just because it's written down. The truth is, knights do plenty of things that aren't heroic at all. Things that hurt people.
You're not wrong. Some knights do terrible things. That doesn't make the great ones any less worthy of honor, though.
What about knights who have died taking a stand against the church? Would you call them great?
That's complicated.
Or what about the knights who put me in Abyss, promising to release me from my curse? When they couldn't, they left me there out of fear for what I might do. Does that sound honorable to you?
Happy, I'm so sorry.
Sorry. I can't help but say nasty things. Got any more stories for me? Maybe another racy one?
Yes, actually. I came prepared with the most, racy ones I could find, in case you happen to ask.
Of course you did. Let's hear one then.
Well, I'm glad they're getting along. Sylvain and Lysithea Part 2. Alright.
Sylvain, I've been looking for you. Do you have a moment?
Hey, Lysithea. I was about to grab some food. Would you like to come along?
Actually, yes. That sounds fine.
Great. Let's go. The dining hall isn't exactly relaxing, is it? If there's a next time, I'll take you somewhere with a much better atmosphere.
I don't really care about the atmosphere. I just wanted to apologize.
Nah, I get why you told me off. There's nothing you need to apologize for.
Can you just shut your mouth and listen for once? Here's something you may have already picked up on. I very much dislike being treated like a child. I've worked very hard to be where I am now, and such treatment makes it feel like all of that work is being ignored.
But I think you're a genius. and you work harder than I ever did. When I was your age...
Yes, you already told me all of this. Back then, you were just as devoted to goofing off as you are now.
Ah, so I already told you that. What a perfect memory you have.
And there it is. You're always so quick to flatter every woman you come across. I knew that, and yet I never thought you would direct your antics at me.
Look, I'm sorry, okay? I know how hard you work, and I really wasn't trying to upset you. I just wanted to chat.
I do not mind that you wished to chat with me. In fact, you might even say I was happy about it. Just a bit.
Oh no,
Seriously?
Lysithea.
It sure didn't seem
Don't
that
fall
way.
for his
Well,
tricks.
it's true. Your behavior is maddening. But in retrospect, I realize that was you treating me as you do all women, rather than like a child. I wasn't thinking about it like that at the time, and so I snapped at you. I could have perhaps approached the matter with a tad more maturity. Therefore, I would like to apologize.
An apology? That is not how these conversations usually turn out. There's no need for that, though. Really, you'll make me blush if you keep this up. Listen, Lysithea, I want you to know that I meant every word, even if sincerity is difficult for me. You're as lovely as you are clever, and you have this strange charm about you. That's what I really honestly think.
There you go again with your false flattery.
I swear to you, it isn't false at all. And it's not flattery if it's the truth.
Say what you will, you're still gonna have to earn my trust. Just this once, I'll cut you some slack. Don't get used to it. It's not like I can change who you are as a person.
Sweet and tolerant. You never cease to amaze.
I'll leave you with this. Don't say things you don't mean. It makes it impossible to tell the lies from the truth. Don't come crying to me if you carry on as you have and end up with no friends.
I have to say, Lysithea, your harshness is one of those things I find so charming about you.
You are exhausting. I guess the positivity is okay, though.
Sylvain, the shameless flirt. Absolutely 100% shameless. Ingrid and Ignatz. Let's see if this is more
Good
art.
day, Ignatz. So, painting again?
Ingrid. Yes, I'm painting St. Saros again.
Look, I'm really sorry about the last time. It's my fault it turned out so, well, different.
No need to apologize. I appreciated the fresh input. It made me think.
That's kind of you to say, but no need to pull punches.
It's the truth. I'm so caught up in my own mind, I'd never have thought to try that.
Ignatz, I appreciate your attitude, but...
Yes?
There are times when it's okay to feel upset or angry. If you're feeling that way, it's always best to be honest.
But...
I understand the weight of what I did. I besmirched a sacred image, and it was a painting you were pouring your heart into. I got carried away, but I'd prefer if you had told me then and there that my request was uncalled for.
I'm not angry. I could never get angry with you. I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing? I'm the one apologizing.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, it's this whole thing
Stop
again.
saying sorry! Never mind. Forgive me. I came here to apologize, and now I'm being sharp with you.
Don't worry. It's my fault, really. I'm not very good at expressing myself.
I never intended to be such a bother. I think I'll leave you to it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No. I want to see how that one ends. Alright, Fury and Balthus, part 2.
Oh, this is pointless. My head's about to split in two.
Wow, Balthus, what's with you, friend? Never seen you so deep in thought. Next thing I know, snow will be dumping out of the sky here in Abyss.
Shut your trap. I'm driving myself crazy over here. Got a lot on my mind, okay?
Like?
Fine. You know how I never got any stories out of you the other day?
How could I forget? I won every last round. It was clear that both Lady Luck and the goddess herself had given up on you. Your powers of deliberation weren't any help either.
You caught me off my stride, got it? But it was clear I'd never win a story from you, so I went digging.
Uh-huh.
I was especially curious about that crest of yours, so I went rifling around for a lead. I got to thinking.
You must have time on your hands if you're spending it thinking. Well, let's hear it.
There's a story they tell where my mom grew up. Long ago, the village got in a squabble with some folks looking to conquer the place. A village elder gave some holy red stuff to their wounded soldiers. Some kind of liquid, who knows? After she did that, some of them made a complete recovery, against all odds. The rest of them were changed, but not for the better. They up and vanished before long.
And then?
Crests suddenly manifested for the ones who survived. They weren't inherited or gifted by the goddess. It's a real thinker, yeah? A real thinker.
Near death but survived, despite all odds. Wait, the elder whom my mom saved. Could he have used something similar? No, it can't be. Yet, something here is unsettling in its familiarity.
Hit the mark, did I?
I don't know whether you hit the mark or missed it entirely, but your story was a cute one, regardless. The truth is, I've been trying to sort out who I am, and, well, I haven't been successful in it. I don't even know whether my mother is truly my birth mother, or why it is I have this crest. At this point, I have nothing but speculations. Maybe I'll sink into my grave without ever knowing the truth.
Lots of things in life don't have an answer. Just pick the story you like best and run with it. That's better than finding out a truth you can't live with. You can really mess your head up like that.
Damn it, you're right. To think that something so trivial could bother someone like me.
Look who's a quick learner. Thinking too much will sap your energy, pal. I avoid it whenever possible.
Yeah, he does.
It's been ages since I last thought so deeply. My head is really hurting now. But if that old legend is true, what was that holy red stuff? What happened to the vanished soldiers? Once I start thinking about all that, I keep going round and round in my head. And then it's dawn. And then it's nightfall. And then it's dawn again. And...
Hey, Balthus?
Let me at him! Oh. Not a fight then. That's what I get for overusing the old noggin.
Oh, Balthus.
You damn fool.
Great, that's why I love him. Literally overthinks himself into the passing out, I guess.
Let me get this straight. The stars aren't moving, but the ground we stand on is?
Yep, we're on a big round thing that's always spinning. And that's why the stars seem to move through the sky. Hard to believe, isn't it? But it's true.
I admit I'm having a difficult time wrapping my head around it. How is it you know these things anyway? If you were a noble, it would make sense that you'd have a formal education on all of this.
In the village where I was born, there were people who studied the stars. They taught me.
A village of stargazing folk, huh? Do tell. I've never heard of such a place.
It's a very well hidden village. It was a small settlement deep in the forest, where no one ever bothered us. I was born there, grew up there, but when I got older, I felt like I needed to see the world. I couldn't live my whole life in one place, you know? So I struck out on my own.
I always knew you were an odd little bird, but your birthplace makes you a rare little bird.
Yeah, well, pretty soon after leaving her nest, this rare little bird was put in a cage. I thought it might be some kind of punishment for leaving the forest.
What the hell? You think that because you wanted to live your life, you'd be punished? That's ridiculous. Look at this objectively. Was it punishment? Or was it just plain bad luck? There's nothing wrong with wanting to see the world and expand your horizons. Take me. Had I never left that gutter I call home, I'd have gone my whole life never learning how to look at the stars.
Yeah. I left my village because I thought I'd find a better life beyond the forest. Now, I'm not so sure.
Regret is pointless. What matters is how we live right here, right now. You know?
Yeah.
Do you ever want to return back home?
I could say no, but I'd be lying. I've been feeling homesick lately. Nothing happened there, for better or worse. There wasn't much to be scared of. Everyone said the outside world was dangerous, that beyond the forest, all we'd find was an early grave. That wasn't exactly true, but my life was for sure easier when I lived there. I used to spend my days fishing, hunting for pretty flowers, running around for no reason.
A rare occurrence indeed.
What is?
Seeing you smile in that way. You're always so, I don't know, neutral?
That's not true. I smile when there's something to smile about. It's strange, though. When I'm talking to you, I can't help but let my guard down. I don't like to discuss where I came from, but with you, I feel like I can open up. You know, I've been thinking a lot about my mom and dad lately. I wonder, are they even alive?
Alright, well, I guess we're just gonna let that end on that heavy note. But got Balthus happy.
What's all this? Ha! I knew it! Would you look at that? It's gold! Some poor sap just left it here for me to find. Ha! I'll be taking this then.
Oh, Balthus.
You think the whole world is your collection jar. Unbelievable.
Sorry about that. Look, I feel awful. Please don't twist up your face like you're suppressing a disappointed sigh. How about I use this gold to buy you something nice? A sweet treat, perhaps? Yeah?
I don't eat contraband sweets. Are you trying to get me locked up again? Give back the money or don't. It's none of my business. Either way, keep me out of it.
As you wish, milady. Straight to the fun fund it goes. Drinks don't buy themselves, unfortunately.
That might make for a fun night or two, but what about all the money you owe? If you're going to keep this, you should apply it to your debts before a bounty hunter gets a hold of you.
This gold wouldn't even make a dent, it's chump change. Better to drink it than waste it. In any case, when I'm dead, I'm dead. When that happens, none of this will matter anymore. I'm not gonna worry about what I can't control. I've got better uses for this gold in the meantime.
I don't understand how you can be so reckless. It's as though you want to get killed. Meanwhile, if I lose control for even a moment, monsters will eat me for dinner.
Hearing you say that so casually feels like a bad omen. It's unsettling, that's for sure.
Sorry, is that too morbid for you? You just told me when I'm dead, I'm dead.
And it's true. For me, not for you.
And why is that?
Because all of this mess I'm drowning in is my own fault. Every bit of it. You can't say the same. I'm in trouble because I borrowed, drank, and fought too much. All my own choices. That means it's on me to take responsibility and accept the inevitable outcome.
So, since it's in my control to keep the size at bay, I don't get to relax ever?
Not quite. I'm saying that it isn't your fault, so you shouldn't have to bear that burden alone.
That's a nice sentiment, but people are hardly lining up to share this burden with me. Talk is cheap. Everyone knows it's all over the instant I sigh.
Huh. I have a habit of not saying the right thing to her. Not much I can do about... Hey! It's more gold! Go ahead and join your buddies in my pocket, pal.
Oh, Balthus. See, he's great. Get all these reasons to love him.
Thank you for going to such lengths to come see me happy.
I live here, so it's not like I had to travel a long way. Do you need me for something, Coco?
Need might be an exaggeration.
Good, because I was just headed to bed. It's nearly sunset. Have a good night.
Wait, no! Just because I don't need you for anything doesn't mean you may go. Need isn't quite it precisely. How to broach the subject nicely.
Nice rhyme. Are you dabbling in poetry now?
Don't be daft. Anyway, I need you for something.
You could have just said that from the start. So you want me to drink whatever this is?
It's how I intend to show my gratitude for all the things you do for me.
Right. Everything I do for you. Such as... what exactly?
Oh, you know, the pastries, the dried meats, sharing your fruits.
Oh, like when we ate those currants and you got juice all over your face.
Must you bring that up every time? It took me hours to get the stains out of my favorite fan.
I thought it was funny. So, what's this drink you gave me? It smells good, but it looks weird.
It's all the rage amongst the elite now. They call it coffee.
Oh no.
It's derived from rare Dagdan beans, which are roasted, ground, and then boiled over water.
That's a lot of effort to make hot bean water. Nobles find such inventive ways to waste time.
Hold your criticism until you've tasted it. And taste it quickly, please. This is a beverage that one must drink hot.
All right, I guess.
Well, your verdict?
Whoa. This is not what I expected. It kind of tastes like mud, but also it's delicious and I never want to stop drinking it.
Exactly my reaction! The flavor is so striking that one trembles for more!
Oh, jeez.
All gone. Got more?
Indeed I do not! The coffee bean, as I mentioned, is rare and thus expensive. They are not easy to procure. Though, if I could restore House Nouvelle to its former glory, I might have means to acquire more.
Wow, Constance.
Second thought, never mind. You don't have to go to all that trouble.
Oh, but I was going to restore my house anyway. It just may be some time until my finances improve.
How about we go to the woods and find some fruit trees like we did the other day? Fresh fruit might not be as fancy as coffee, but it's good enough for me. Come on.
If that's all you desire, I think I can indulge you. To the orchards!
Can't give someone coffee before time. Just rude. Alright, well that settles it for this time. Lots of supports. Lots of supports that are mostly done for the meantime. Yeah, look at that. So many people have already gotten a B rank and all their secondary supports. There's still some to do, but we've made a lot of progress already.